time zone, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Daytona Beach, Florida, for round number 2 of the Racer Elite's Friday night full send super speedway series right here on the Racer Elite Network, powered by iRacing. I'm Mike Taylor up here in the booth alongside the master of chaos himself, Dakota LaRue. Dakota, we are getting ready for 75 laps, I believe it was, around this beautiful circuit. I'm sorry, 80 laps around this circuit. And what what do you got on your mind and thoughts about this car at this track?
The Gen 4 car is a little bit more on the freer side compared to like your next gen, maybe even trucks or Xfinity car. I'd say the Xfinity car is the closest one to it, but a lot more horsepower, I'm willing to say, or it feels like a lot more horsepower, and a lot less safety involved in it. So should be a pretty interesting race. I'm expecting a lot of side by side action and maybe a couple incidents with some bad pushes here and there.
Yeah, definitely, and that's something that we're definitely going to keep our eye on. Uh, let's go ahead and take a look here at your current point standing as Jonathan Stidham. He is currently on top of the point standings with 46 points, followed by Steven Luttrell, Matt Metler up there in third, Curtis Eckert, Jack Kelly, Dwayne Drummond, Joseph Bonner, Andrew Teft, Ryan Warp, and Kirby Wainscott is your top 10 in points. So we are still early on in the season, but this points battle currently is sitting pretty tight just after a couple rounds. So we are absolutely in for an absolute treat for the rest of this season. And we are go ahead and clear that. So we do have some drivers out on track right now. Aaron Roth and that number 57 machine. He's currently out on track. One thing I really like about these cars, Dakota, is these drivers, they have thrown some of these paint schemes back to, for instance, like the 57 here of Aaron Roth. He thrown his paint scheme back to the number 8 for Dale Earnhardt Jr. And I know that there is other drivers out here that have paint schemes as well that replicate the 2003 era.
Yeah, I believe Austin Sales running a Dale Senior throwback, so that's pretty interesting there.
Yeah, let's see who we can catch up here with real quick. Stephen Luttrell and that number 36 machine. He's actually got sponsors on his race car this week. How about that? What about them
Hey,
apples?
you know why he's got sponsorship on his race car? Because he won a race the other day.
Heck yeah. I know Matt Metler, he's out here running his own personal Red Line Racing Network paint scheme. Always a thrill to see him out here. Brett Bray and that number 6 machine throwing it back to Mark Martin. As he will
And
come across start finish line and he's going to put down a lap time of a 51.291. Oh no, that's the leader's point. I'm sorry, that's the leader's time right there, actually. I lied. So Brett Bray, he is still looking to put down a lap time. Oh, we can't be having that.
right, Brett Bray coming around for his first lap here. Ready to cross the start finish line. It's going to be a 51.9. Going to be good for about 18th.
And while Brett Bray is doing this lap here, let's take a quick moment and let's talk about what's happening tomorrow night at Michigan right here on Racers Elite Network. The ladies of Racer Elite, the moms, the sisters, the wives, the girlfriends, etc., etc., they are going to come on out here to take a few laps around in the SRX car tomorrow night, starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And they're going to run for 60 laps. So this is definitely something fun that there we go. This is definitely something that I know some of the women out there have been looking forward to. So we are definitely excited to get them out here to Michigan. It is a open, wide track, and these cars handle absolutely phenomenal there. Now, they will have to worry about a little bit of tire wear on those race cars, but it's going to be a really amazing race for sure.
Yeah, back to qualifying, that number 6, Brett Bray, was able to go from 18th to, I believe, 10th on the second lap, so I would have gained about 8 spots there.
Yeah, not a bad spots there for those drivers. Steve Sizemore in that 08 machine, he's currently sitting on top of the standings with a 51.291, it looks like. You know, Steve, he's really come into his own the past couple of weeks, and man, he's really been flexing his muscles and showing that he's definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. Let me take a look.
You know, I'm not normally very energetic, but I'm kind of sick today, so I'm going to be even less energetic than I normally am.
Alright, well, that's nothing new with you, Dakota. No, I'm kidding, brother.
I know, I'm always sick, man. I swear, it don't never go away. Can't catch a break.
Nah, it's alright. It happens. But, yeah, I mean, obviously, we hope you feel better very soon. And, well, I will, I'll do what I do best. And, we're going to do our thing here today. And we're going to have a good old time. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take a look now at our starting lineup for today's 80-lapper here at Daytona International Speedway. Starting on the pole, it's going to be that 08 of Steve Sizemore. He's going to be joined by Les Levy. Joe Bonner and Austin Sale, they will make up row number 2. Row number 3, it's going to be Aaron Roth. That's going a little too fast for my liking. 1 second, let me redo that. Alright, here we go. Mr. Les Levi, or Levitt, he's going to be on the outside of Steve Sizemore on row number 1. Row number 2, you got Joe Bonner in that number 53 machine, followed by Austin Sale in his number 300. Row number 3, you got Aaron Roth in his number 57 machine, joined by Blake Viken in that number 18. Stephen Luttrell in that number 36 machine will be joined by Ryan Warp in the number 45. Row number 5, Robert Morris will be joined by Brett Bray to his outside. They will be running the same pace scheme here. Mike Fudge, Richie Joplin will make up row number 6. Happy birthday, Richie. Row number 7, Timothy Eisburn and Brandon Zimmerman will make up row number 7. Row number 8, Matt Metler will be joined by Jimmy Reynolds in his number 26 machine. Ronald Piles and Jack Kelly will make up row number 9. Row number 10, Andrew Teft will be joined by Kirby Wainscott Row number 11, Kensley Smith, Jonathan Stidham. And rounding out your field, going to be the number 1 of Steve Castle and Trevor Fettig. So we've got a lot of good drivers lined up for you guys here today, and you know, we've got our eyes on quite a few drivers out here, Dakota, and we have eyes on at least 3 newcomers here today. So it's very exciting to have those that are new join us, and we're excited to see what they can do here in the Super Speedway Full Send Series.
For sure. It looked like Ronald Pyle's having a little bit of issue getting his car started. Hopefully he's able to get caught up to the end of the field here, as he's going to have to take the EOL and start dead last. Some reason his hot rod just wouldn't start. They had to go out there and give him a little push shove and dump the clutch.
But yeah, he's definitely flying down the back straightaway now. But the field is getting ready to go green flag racing right here at Daytona in the Gen 4s, and we are green flag racing here once again for this season as they head down the front straightaway up into turn number 1. As you see them starting to get a little bit spread out here, that inside lane Steve Sizemore, he's doing a phenomenal job as they exit turn number 2. He's getting good push from that number 53 of Joe Bonner as they fly down this back straightaway for the first time. That outside lane really isn't making any headway. They kind of stalled out right there with that number 57 of Aaron Roth. So right now they're still trying to get up to full speed, and you know, with these Gen 4s, it does take just about a lap and a half to fully get up to full song.
Yeah, these things have some really long gears in them here, but that number 62 is starting to get a little bit of momentum on that outside line, as he did fall back quite a bit, getting a little bit of help from Austin Seld in that 3 machine, as you see him coming at turn 1 2. But they are losing the help from behind, so that's going to hurt them a little bit.
Yeah, they're definitely a lot more spread out. There's only 3 strong cars on that outside lane, so they're definitely going to start falling back here just a little bit, as you see Joe Bonner continuing to push that 08 machine of Steve Sizemore. And that outside lane of Levi Mister. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be Mr. Les, but we'll say Les Levi. A couple cars.
Honestly, I was expecting a little bit more side-by-side action here early in this thing, but everyone's not getting things caught up for the most part and relaxing here. Like I said, these cars are bad to get a bad push here, and they'll just go completely sideways. The bumpers are kind of like the Xfinity car. They're not exactly flat. They're more rounded.
Yeah, definitely. And these guys they have to be absolutely careful of, you know, bumping and everything here, because one wrong bump can just make everything go crazy. So, they definitely have to be careful of that for sure. Dakota, if you don't mind, can you jump down to TBA and ask Mr. Les how to pronounce his last name? I don't know if it's Levy or Levi. I appreciate that. And I do want to give out a shout out to Chantel Pottle of our race control. She is with why am I drawing a blank here? Speed Zone Race Control. She does a phenomenal job down there, and we also want to thank Americatees.com. Really good shirts over there, a couple funny ones. Definitely go check those out when you get a moment.
Alright, it is Les Levy.
Les Levy. Alright. I appreciate that. Yeah, so right now we've actually got two packs out at the moment. Um, Les Levy, he's actually right there at the tail end of the top 10. And then Matt Mettler, he's back here in the second. Oh, we have trouble in turn 3. The 17's around. Oh, big, huge carnage up here in turn number 3. The two of Mike Fudge's involved. Jimmy Reynolds in that number 27, or I'm sorry, 26 machine, but he's showing the number 17 right there. Um, Jack Kelly in that number 36 machine was involved here as well.
You know, I love when people can find something that goes with their names, such as Reynolds Wrap or the Hess gas station for Mr. Kyle Hess. I don't know why, it makes it awesome.
It really does, and you know that's something that we love to see here. But let's come back here. Let's take a look, see what happened. It looked like the two, he just got turned off the nose of that number 17 machine, which is actually right there is the 17.
I don't see a
Mike
17
Fudge.
in here, so
So Jimmy Reynolds, the 26, he gets turned by the two of Mike Fudge, and then just Mike Fudge, he goes up the track. Timothy Eisburn barely snuck through, but they did end up getting collected with Jack Kelly in that number 38 machine. The 60. Yeah, the 65 there, Brandon Zimmerman, he was involved. Oh man, look at Andrew Teft barely snake by. You know, let's go back and let's ride on board with a couple of these drivers.
what's going on here in the pits? Hold on a second. I got people doing donuts in the pits. Try to hop on board with Robert Morrison at 21 car, see what happened to him here.
Andrew Teft getting a small piece of that. Timothy Eisberg, he barely snuck through himself. We're going to come back, right on board with Tim. Alright, so you said the...
When he wanted Robert Morris in the pits, I mean, it looks like he started to turn down into his pit box, and unfortunately somebody on his inside just, I don't think, realized he was pulling into his pit box there, as they were actually quite a bit faster than him, and it just looped him around, unfortunately.
there was issues coming out of the pits too, with Joe Bonner and Stephen Luttrell. It looked like Stephen was trying to get up to speed, and just, oh no, the 53 just was trying to get behind him, and it just did not work out for him. Alright, so let's go ahead and roll it back a little bit more with Robert. Let's go back and do it this way. As we all know, I hate doing it this way.
That's unfortunate for Luttrell, because I think that's going to make him lose a few spots, considering if you're stopped under caution, technically anyone that gets around you gets to keep the position.
Yeah, so the 18 and the 21 both were coming into the pits at the same time, and unfortunately made contact, and that just even more heartbreak there for Robert Morrison, that number 21 machine.
Yeah, that's unfortunately sometimes people will take an EOL and speed through the pits to get a little bit of damage done a little faster, and it just doesn't pay off, as stuff like that tends to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely hate to see stuff like that happen for sure.
But it looks like for the wreck on lap 5, the number 26 is going to be put at fault. So
Yep. So Jimmy Reynolds, he will get the boot to the back of the field here.
let's take a minute to look at YouTube chat here. So we got a let's go Ron Warp from Mr. Steve. We got Blake Beacon saying happy birthday Richie. And let's go me, Ron Warp, and old Richie. We got Joseph Bonner saying let's go LNG Power Sports. We got Mr. Joplin here saying hi, let's get it. Nancy Hoke saying Mama loves to watch the races, son. Hold 'em steady, go Sizemore.
Absolutely.
We appreciate all y'all for stopping by. And tell us who you think's going to win this thing today. Still a long ways to go here currently.
Yeah, still a very long way to go as the field is coming down out of turn 4 back to the start-finish line. And we are going to get ready to go back green flag racing here at Daytona. Joe Bonner, Aaron Roth, they will bring them into the United Rental restart zone. And we are green flag racing once again here at Daytona. And this time that outside lane of Aaron Roth, he's actually holding pretty tight up there next to Steve Sizemore. And now it's going to be all about Richie Joplin, see what he can do about getting up behind that 57 machine to help bring them quicker up behind and get that outside momentum moving. And as of right now, he is actually doing pretty good, holding strong on the outside, as he now has help as well from Les Levy in that number 62 machine. So Les Levy, he's actually doing a phenomenal job early on here in this race. He is one of our newcomers to Racers Elite, so we want to welcome you here as well.
I don't know what to do. Matt Mettler's up in the top 5. We can't talk junk about him. You know, I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm so used to being able to just say something about him being slow. He's actually running in the front today. Anyways.
Yeah, so Matt Mettler in that 311 machine, he's showing number 31 at the moment. You know, he's... Oh, hold on to it. Easy. You know, he's already up 9 to 10 spots, you know, as he's flirting up here in the top 5 now. You know, he's one of those drivers that's quiet and then poof, he appears. And he's doing just exactly what we anticipated Matt Mettler to do, you know, early on in this race, and that's make his way up to the front. But as of right now, he's having a lot of trouble holding it steady on that inside lane.
Yeah, but I do believe Aaron Roth and Richie Joplin, who I believe was on the outside not too long ago, dropped down to the inside there, taking over that second spot.
Yeah, Aaron Roth.
And Aaron Roth to the lead.
Yeah, Aaron Roth and Richie Joplin definitely working very well together here early on at Daytona. And now that Les Levy, driver in that number 62 Members Mark machine, he's having issues, Maker's Mark. He's having issues trying to get it moving on that outside lane, but Brett Bray, he's not right up on his back bumper like he should be to get those two moving on that outside lane.
Yeah, Brett probably trying to be a little safe and not really get on his bumper here, but that is going to cost that outside line a lot of momentum. As I was watching the 89 push Aaron Roth in that 57 machine, they were making a little bit of, they were pushing down the backstretch, which was really giving them a lot of momentum. As I'm watching them coming down the backstretch right now, even though they don't necessarily need to. He's just barely giving them little bumps here down the backstretch, and that's all it really takes.
That's really all it does take here. They just got to be really careful, you know. They just need to mind their P's and Q's and just keep doing what they're doing.
Yeah, checking back here around the 22nd spot, it looks like we got a small group of Ryan Warp, Steve Luttrell, and Jimmy Reynolds had fallen off the pack here. Not quite sure what happened with them, but trying to work their way to get caught back up. And it looks like they're going to be working to get Kirby Wainscott in that 10 machine, who is kind of a solo car here at the moment, so that'll definitely help him out here. We got another 2-car pack between Trevor Fatigue and Mike Fudge. who's catching up to the 21 Robert Mark back here as well. And then we got a whole cluster of cars back here.
Yeah, as we're taking a look here through the field, you know, Kensley Smith in that number 15 machine, you know, he's kind of holding his own at the moment, not really pushing his way through or really causing any mayhem at the moment. But something tells me we just gotta wait before that might change.
Well, right now, they're probably in an odd spot for pit stops, right? So,
Yeah.
possibly, we've seen some people going to pits both times around the track as we were pacing, potentially trying to make it as far as they can here, but I don't think they're going to make it to the end. Possibly trying to make it a one-stopper here is the only thing I can think. But he's probably just kind of chilling right now, waiting for another caution or at least one pit cycle before he starts making any moves. And I did see in the YouTube chat, the 62 of Les Levy here has been seen in other leagues and is a pretty good driver, so that's good. We always love having good, clean, respectable races here at Racers Elite. It puts on quite a bit of a show, as I believe our first week of racing, we had 4 races go flag to flag without a single caution.
Yeah, we definitely had we definitely had some really good racing last week, and you know, with what these guys are doing so far here today, you know, they're just repeating exactly what we saw last week. Patience. And that is something that last season these guys didn't really have here on Friday nights. But let me tell you what, the whole mentality this season has completely flipped. So they're settled down. They are keeping in mind, you know, 80 laps. That's a long way here. That's what, 200 miles? So it's a very long way, and that's what these guys are keeping in mind at the moment. As we see, we have 4 distinct packs right here, and it looks like we've got one driver starting to lose the back end of this pack behind. It's going to be the one of Steve Castle, as he is having issues trying to keep up with his teammate of Jack Kelly in front of him. You know, one driver we haven't really spoken much about is Steve Sale in that number 300 machine. He is currently rocking out that Dale Earnhardt Sr. number 3 paint scheme. You know, I've seen a lot of Dale Earnhardt Sr. replicas, but I'm not going to lie, I think this is probably one of the cleanest I have ever seen. We take a really good look here for Austin Sale at number 3. Alright, so right now we have so up front here, we've got a 12-car breakaway. Yeah. And then we have Andrew Teft in that number 98 Miller Lite machine in that Ford Taurus. He's leading this pack of 6, which has Kesley Smith, Jonathan Stidham, Robert Morris, Trevor Fettig, and Steve Castle. He's tacked on to the back end of this field here. And you know what? The names that stand out the most to me here is Andrew Teft, Kensley Smith, Jonathan Stidham. These 3 working together usually doesn't end well for the rest of the field. But now it's going to be very interesting to see if they can get themselves back together and catch up to that to the race leaders here. And just to give you guys a general idea of right about where they're at. Oh, yeah, I need it to be first and 13th. That right there is the separation between your race leader and Andrew Teff there in that number 98 machine. So, I mean, they're a pretty good separation here. And if we fall back a little bit more, we have Mike Fudge in that number 2 machine leading this third pack back in that 19th spot. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that just shows you the separation between your 3 packs. Oh, trouble! Mike Fudge is around off the 36 of Stephen Luttrell, and that's going to not bring out our caution. Mike, what was that, my dude? Alright. So, unfortunate situation there for Mike Fudge. Let's come back here. Let's take a quick look and see what happened.
Looked like a push going wrong from my point of view there.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good point of view. Yep. Just a really horrible push gone wrong from Stephen Luttrell to send that number 2 around. Luckily, there was no caution for this. So they were able to sneak away with a without a caution. As they are now quickly approaching Mike Fudge now in the number 2 machine. You know, watch these speeds here on the back straightaway from Richie Joplin. They slowed these cars down just a little bit more. I remember at one point these cars, they went upwards of like 203 miles an hour. And it looks like right now they're only capping out about 193 to 194.
Well, to be fair, I don't think they're pushing as hard as it could be right now. But also, I'm not sure if you're talking about the old Gen 4 or because this is a new body style technically for the Gen 4.
That's right. I forgot. My bad.
Yeah, they don't have the crab walk to them no more, as I call it.
Yeah, they definitely look a lot better now. I definitely like this design of this. You know, this version. You know, the 2003 version, 2004 version, whatever this version is. You know, this is probably one of my favorite versions of the NASCAR cars.
Yeah, these are pretty good. Just once they added a little bit more safety features, it wasn't too bad there, but honestly think the car tomorrow was one of my favorites.
Yeah, for me that was an okay car.
Yeah, but I mean, them things is like driving on the rails, man. Talk about having some horsepower.
Yeah.
Fun fact, the fastest car on iRacing is the car tomorrow.
Do we still have access to that car?
Yes, I believe we do.
Because when you say car tomorrow, I think back to that car that has that wing on the back.
Let me go get the exact name of it here. I'm pretty sure it's considered the car tomorrow.
Or you talk about the Gen 5 or 6.
No, I don't think I'm talking about the Gen 6. Like I said, let me double check here just to be sure.
Alrighty. Yeah, so the field just got done putting Kirby Wainscott and Steven Luttrell a lap down. And so now we have a handful of drivers one lap down, and
Alright. Technically, yes, it is the Gen 6, but it is the Legacy NASCAR Cup, Monster Energy Cup car is what it's called. 875 horsepower. I believe that is the one I was looking for. So technically still part of the Gen 6, but just a little more horsepower.
right. Now, how fast does the Formula One car go?
I'm not sure, but me and my buddy did a comparison test, and I will say the car tomorrow is technically faster by itself.
Wow.
If you send them both in a straight line or at a super, it's mainly because of the downforce though on the F1 car hinders it.
That is true.
Now, if you took most of the downforce off of the F1 car, it would 100% be faster. But it's pretty hard to do that.
Yeah, that is true.
Alrighty, getting back to the racing action here. Still got Aaron Roth leading the race with Joplin behind him. Everything's still single filed out for the most part. That second pack, I believe, has lost a little bit more time, being led by Andrew Tiff. Back to about 6 seconds now, but they are coming up on a lap car, so might be able to pick up another car here. The number 10 of Kirby Wainscott there. He'll be able to latch onto the pack here and help them out. And to check in on our third pack, as we had Steven and someone else involved in the incident earlier, I believe Mike Fudge that was in this pack. They're definitely losing a little bit more time, down to 10 seconds back. And everything pretty nice and calm right now, as we're about 10 laps away from being halfway in this race. Duke got another Let's Go LNG Power Sports from Jordan. Appreciate you stopping by. But we're going to call this the call before the storm. Everyone's being very, very patient right now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, just they know they got to come to a pit stop, and they got plenty of time, left. And this first pack working together the way they are, they're pulling away from the second pack still, and that's going to leave it down to 10 cars versus, close to 16 to 20 there. So, not a bad strategy here. Some people would call it boring, but I think this is very smart racing out of these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we ever actually got a fuel number from Andrew like we normally do.
Well, I can tell you what, I believe it's going to be about 30 laps.
Yeah, and everybody's come down back on lap 6, so we're looking for pit stops in here probably within the next 6 to 7 laps.
I think I see people sticking their hands out the window right at this moment getting ready to come down, so let's keep checking on that lead pack here. Oh, God! Ooh, almost in contact between Richie Joplin and Aaron Roth there.
Everybody so far gets down here onto pit road with ease. And now we have a 4-pack leading this race as we do have 49 laps to go this time. Uh, Steve Sizemore, Les Levy, and Brett Bray, and Timothy Eisberg, currently your top four. We have more drivers that came down pit road that was in that backs behind.
I believe I'm seeing some more hands out the window here as that the people that did stay out in the lead coming in, possibly Andrew Ted coming in that 98 machine as well. Kinsley Smith going to follow suit. Ooh, they come in pretty hot and heavy. Andrew Ted possibly getting a speeding penalty there. It looks like Jack Kelly involved in the incident. Not quite sure what happened with him. Trying to go get a look at it. Not sure what's going on with Jack Kelly. He just pulled down to the apron and stopped. So something possibly wrong with his hot rod there.
All right. Well, I will not go back and take a look here. Andrew Teft got caught speeding on pit road. Something that we never see out of that number 98 driver. So as of right now, as they cycle around here, Steve Sizemore, he will take over the race lead. I take that back. Aaron Roth will take over the race lead. As this pack of 6, they will go ahead and get themselves sorted out here. And your top 6 is Aaron Roth, Richie Joplin, Matt Miller, Blake Beacon, Steve Sizemore, and Les Levy in that number 62 machine. And then you got Brett Bray in that number 6 right now running by himself, but he's got a little bit of help from Eisberg and Austin Sale coming up behind them. But here comes Kinsley Smith and Joe Bonner. So, you know, I think these guys are going to want to try to form up here somehow to try and catch that front lead pack. As you see the field now coming here out of turn number 2, they're going to put Andrew Teft 1 lap down. But that just puts Andrew Teft the first car on the lead lap. So, you know, if there is a caution right now, he will be the lucky dog. Everything's pretty much spread out now, and you know, this is just about the point in time where
I know what we could do with the Gen 4 car.
what's that?
Why don't we get a couple laps to crank it up here? You able to do that?
Yeah, let's see what I can muster up here just a little bit.
These things love to scream, so should be pretty interesting.
Man, that is absolutely one sound I can never get tired of hearing. Alrighty, guys, let's just do another rundown through the field. Out front, driver that number 57, Budweiser Chevrolet. It's going to be Aaron Roth, followed by the birthday boy, Richie Joplin. Matt Metler in that number 311 machine, followed by Blake Viken. Steve Sizemore in that number 08 machine. He's up there in the top 5. Les Levy in his first start here with Racers Elite, hanging out in that 6th spot. Brett Bray, he's going to be leading this pack here on the back straightaway. He's with Timothy Eisberg and Austin Sale. Kensley Smith in that number 15 machine. He is currently in the 10th spot. He's getting help from Joe Bonner, Jonathan Stidham, Steve Castle, Robert Morse in that number 21 machine. He's going to be your 14th place driver, currently running all by himself. Brandon Zimmerman in that number 65. He is up here leading this front pack with the 21 with the 53 of Joe Bonner. 36. Oh my gosh. Steven Luttrell in that number 36 machine. He is directly in front of him. Ryan Warp in that number 45 in 16th. Jimmy Reynolds in that number 26 machine is currently in the 17th spot. Trevor Fentig also in this little group back here. And then you've got Ron Piles all by himself here on the front straightaway. But Kirby Wainscott, he's up here in the mix with your 10th place driver of Kensley Smith and Company. He is currently one lap down at the moment. Andrew Teft, he's also tagged on to this group here in the back. He's currently one lap down in the 21st spot. Stephen Luttrell, again, he's up here with this group back here with the 45 of Ryan Warp and the 65 of Brandon Zimmerman. He is currently 2 laps? No, he's only 1 lap down. And then you got Jack Kelly in that number 38 machine, 23rd. And Mike Fudge in that number 2 machine. He is your last car on the track. And he is currently showing 3 laps down. And that is your Through the Field right here on Racers Elite Network. These guys really have flipped the script on us this season, Dakota. Last season, we saw side-by-side racing, but at the end of the day, we also saw a lot of crashes. Yes, we love our crashes, but it's also nice to get this kind of racing here as well, as you see Jack Kelly head back down pit road. So this is really great racing. I'm really enjoying it. Everybody's biding their time, and we've got 37 laps to go, so there's still time for pure chaos at some point here today. Also, ladies and gentlemen, while we have this nice, beautiful green flag run, go ahead and scan that QR code. You can go ahead and take a look at our Racer Elite store. Get all of your Racer Elite apparels right there by scanning that QR code. You can also head over to racerselite.com to get an update on all of our upcoming races, including the one for tomorrow. Again, the ladies, let's go ahead and throw this up here on the screen. The ladies of Racer Elites, they are going to come out and play for 60 laps around Michigan. So you guys don't want to miss that next week or tomorrow night here on Racers Elite Network. I believe we currently have, I think, 12 or 13 females signed up for that race, so it's going to be very interesting and a lot of fun to call that broadcast tomorrow night. let's take a look. You know, let me see if I can pull up some fun facts. Oh, Stephen Luttrell had some issues. Let's come back here and take a look. He got turned. Hold on to it. Oh! Hard impact there for that number 36 machine. Let's come back here right on board. Just an absolute bad push gone wrong. And that absolutely destroyed the front end of that number 36 machine. Yeah, let me jump into something here and give out some fun facts about Racers Elite. Yep, that 21 of Robert Morris. Putting him one lap down. We did have Stephen Luttrell take a wild ride out of the tri-oval and hit the inside wall for the entry into the infield. And he had a massive, massive hit down there. But he is already back out on track. Oh, yeah. So now we have a 4-car breakaway out front here. Aaron Roth, Richie Joplin, Matt Mettler. He's looking to bring home his first win here in Racer Elite. And Blake Viken, he's come so close so many times in that number 18 machine. So he's definitely looking for a race win here today. All right. Yeah, definitely not what these guys wanted to do, especially here in the closing laps as we are coming to 30 laps to go. Yeah, for sure. Alright, so here's some fun Racer Elite trivia for you here for the Friday Night Superspeedway Series. This is their 43rd race here on the Full Send Superspeedway Series. The driver with the most starts is Andrew Teft with 42, so this marks 43 for him. And if you had to take a wild guess, who would you say has the most wins on the Friday Night Superspeedway Series? You are absolutely correct. Kensley Smith in that number 15 machine, he has a total of 7 wins here on the Full Send Superspeedway Series, with Andrew Teft coming second with 6 wins. And Kirby Wainscott and Chris Blassie are both back with 4 points, or 4 wins throughout the the seasons. Who has... Alright. Alrighty, well, I'll hold off on some of this trivia here as we are getting ready to see some more green flag pit stops. Now, this cycle is going to be very important because one wrong hiccup, that could be the end of your race. So we definitely have to keep an eye out on this as these drivers are going to exit turn number 4 and they are going to. So it's not.
Well, back to the trivia questions. What's the next one? What you got?
Yeah, so we are just about 5 laps there, and all right. Who has completed the most laps here in the Full Send Super Speedway Friday Night Series?
Well, if Andrew Tepp's been in the most races, I would say he's probably completed the most laps.
Absolutely. He has ran 3,800 laps for a total of 8,888 miles.
Go touch some grass. No, I'm just playing. That's not even including any of the other series he runs.
Yeah, right? All right.
As he's typically here every race we have.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, I didn't know that Sim Racer Hub gave out all this information because they have like total passes. Andrew Teft has passed 1,166 cars. Closing passes, probably, I'm assuming, probably the last lap, pass for a position, 103.
Hey, there we go. Okay, I am seeing more hands out the window this time. So I believe we've got quite a bit of cars coming down this time by. Not sure if our leaders will be coming down, but yep,
Here
they
come. Oh, we got one car out in the grass. Not sure who that was.
We don't talk about Bruno. That was Ron Piles, our commentator brethren.
Robert Morris in the 21 with a black flag. Ron Piles with a black flag for unsafe pit entry. And Mike Fudge also.
Yeah. Aaron Roth missed his pit box, had to back up there, lost a few positions. That potentially going to take the lead away from him here, as a couple people have still yet to pit. So it looks like Richie Joplin in that 89 machine potentially taking over the lead here.
Yeah, Les Levy and Steve Sizemore are both coming down pit road now.
I believe the 6 and the 92 of Brett Bray and Timothy Osborne coming down as well. Oh, I was wrong. Blake Beacon taking over the race lead here. Looks like he slowed down to pick up Richie Joplin and Aaron Roth here to get another 3-car pack. And that's going to allow them to suck up to the back of Andrew Tett, who is, I believe, still a lap down. Or actually would be back on the lead lap, staying ahead of these guys here.
Yeah, as you see Blake Beacon taking over that race lead, and he is going to go around Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine. He's got Richie Joplin now right on his back bumper, and Aaron Roth with him here as well. So it'd be actually pretty wise for Aaron Roth to back up and then get down back behind Andrew Teft. But no, Andrew Teft, he's going to back up and allow Roth to move down in line.
And yeah, I heard Andrew Tett is pitting this time, so that might be why he is dropping to the back here, potentially not to slow up any of these leaders here.
Yeah, definitely a good call there out of Andrew Teft. He's a very smart racer, so doing something like that, it's not out of the ordinary for him. All right, we also got Kirby Wainscott down here on pit road as well. Um, Ron Piles, he's actually still down here on pit road. Oh, nope, there he goes. He's now left pit road. He's getting ready to come back out on track. As your race leaders here have picked up a couple more drivers for their little draft, including the 65 of Brandon Zimmerman and the 2 of Mike Fudge. But they're kind of a little spread out right now, but those top 3 cars are currently starting to drive away. And they have a good, decent, almost 8-second lead. And they are still pulling away from 4th place of Steve Sizemore, Matt Metler. As there's only 2 of those drivers in their little pack right there. Les Levy back in that 6th spot. He's falling back to try to link up with Austin Sale, who's 18 back from your race leaders. So, at this
and
point...
now it's going to be a numbers game, too, as I'm hearing potentially some people might not be able to make it on fuel to the end.
Oh, that's definitely going to change everything.
But just rumors, nothing confirmed yet. Well, biggest movers today. We got Richie Joplin up 10 spots second. Matt Miller currently 5th up 10 spots. Kinsley Smith up 13th and 8th. 9th place up 13 spots at Jonathan Stidham.
Yep.
10th of Steve Cassell up 13 spots as well. Quite a few big movers here. Biggest loss today so far is going to be Steven Latrell, but just some very unfortunate circumstances for him there.
Yeah, definitely. As Blake Viken had a big blink there coming out of turn number 4. So now he's kind of just drifting up around the outside lane to try to pick up Andrew Teft here in that number 98. He actually used the 98 to keep him out front. So he's going to get back down in front of Richie Joplin and keep the race lead as we do have 20 laps to go. As we circle now around turns 3 and 4. Aaron Roth, Richie Joplin, Blake Viken. I can tell you none of these drivers have won here at Daytona in the Gen 4.
I'm sorry, to what?
In the Gen 4?
Yeah, what was the first part? I heard the Gen 4 part.
The top 3 have never won here at Daytona in the Gen 4.
Ah, okay. And you're getting all this off of that the points thing?
I sure am.
Huh, I didn't know it showed you all that.
So Richie Joplin has not won on the Full Send Superspeedway Series. We know Blake Viken hasn't. And Aaron Roth. Let me see if I can track down Mr. Roth here. He has also not won yet in the Full Send Superspeedway Series.
Oh, well, that's interesting. But, I mean, as things sit right now, unless we have a caution, it's going to come down to these 3 drivers.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're still pulling away from 4th place. And ironically, the more lap cars the leaders pass here and are able to tack onto this group
Right.
of leaders is going to help them. As they're coming up on another car, I believe that's going to be a Robert. Hold on a second. Jimmy Reynolds, I believe. Nope.
Might be Trevor Fetzig in that 7-Eleven machine.
Yeah.
Nope.
Trevor Fetts. No.
Nope.
The 88. There we go.
Okay.
68. Ronald Powell's there at the 68. Gonna attach onto the back this, make this a 5-car pack. So that's gonna help these leaders out even more. As the second pack is trying, I believe, to become a 4-car pack here. I'm gonna check in on them.
Yep. Steve Sizemore in that 08 machine leads this second pack with Matt Metler and Les Levy in that number 62. Oh no, they've actually got a lap down car with them. That's the 50. No, it's not Joe.
So I will say this third pack being led by Levy in the 62 machine, actually gaining time on the leaders, but they're going to have to gain over a second a lap to just even have a chance to get caught up to our leaders here. But they are closing in on Matt Metler and Steve Sizemore, so potentially able to gain, do even better here as they're now down to about 15-9.
Yeah, they definitely got a very long way to go. But I mean, we still got 15 laps to go here as they cross the start-finish line. So, as long as they can make up a second a lap, they may catch them. But that's going to remain to be seen here. So as they crossed the line, they were sitting at just at roughly 5.5 back. I'm sorry, 15.5. They're already down to 14.5 here on the back straightaway.
But there's still the issue of I'm not sure if everyone's going to be able to make it on fuel.
Yeah, that's definitely going to play a big part of it. So this pack being led by Les Levy, they gained just about a second and a half that lap. And then you add on...
Really good.
Yeah, and then you add on this group directly in front of them with Steve Sizemore, Matt Metler, and that one lap down car. Not exactly sure who that is, but he's going to go ahead and pull out of the way and let these guys get together. But these guys... Oh! Hold on to it! Matt Metler almost went around off the front bumper of that 62 machine. He was able to keep it straight here. 12.5 seconds back now. This is going to get interesting. How quick can they catch your race leaders?
We're definitely going to have to find out here as they were a lap deficit, but they've been gaining about a second a lap here. The new leaders, so we're going to have to see if Matt Metler is going to be able to continue this momentum.
Yeah, looks like they kind of stalled out at 12.3. These guys are going to have to really tighten themselves up if they want to try to gain anything on your race leaders. Wow, that's so amazing that they kind of just like... Yeah, it's like they kind of just like stalled out right here at 12.3 seconds back.
Well, whenever they were coming to go around them, Matt Metler had to stay to the bottoms. I believe Steve Sizemore went up, and he ended up getting to the inside of Steve Sizemore, so that did check up the lane quite a bit, but...
That's true.
I'd be potentially looking for the 62 to try to get around Maitland here, as they had a really good run going with the 62 being pushed by Austin Cell in that 3. But also on the other side of the coin, I believe they are trying to save a little bit of fuel here, as well as our leaders, as they did drop behind the lap cars to potentially save fuel. So it's going to be a very close fuel mileage race here, as it turns out. So time might not matter,
Yeah.
as if just one of these cars are able to not come down in the pits within the top 10, they have a good shot to win this.
Yeah, they've actually just lost zero point 0.2 seconds on your race leaders. With Matt Mettler leading this field. Yeah, with them being all out of line like that here on the back straightaway, they're not going to go and make any movement as they continue to fall back on time. Now they're starting to gain here. Now they finally hit just under 11 seconds. Sorry, just under 12 seconds. But jumping up here with your race leader, Blake Veakin, he is chilling out right behind that number 93 machine. Is that 93?
Let me check here. I believe it's 98 and the 63.
Oh, the 63.
68.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I guess I need to go get my glasses checked, guys. But yeah, so Ron Piles and Andrew Teft helping out your race leaders by saving them some fuel. But they've lost the number 89 of Richie Joplin. 9 laps to go. Now it's only a 2-car race here. And that's going to be Blake Veakin and Aaron Roth. How are you going to play this if you were Aaron Roth? How are you going to play this?
You wait till you come out in the last corner, go like you're going high. When it goes to block, shove it down on the inside. If you don't block, take the run on the outside.
Yeah, that would probably definitely do it right there. And but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I think this right here is going to be your battle for the race win. How much is that lap down cars directly in front of them going to affect the winner of this race? That's going to be the biggest question here.
Yeah, and we still got to see if they got to come down the pit here. I mean, could potentially run out on the last lap.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, Joplin, he is getting ready to get eaten alive by that pack right behind him, as they are gaining on him pretty quick here. Matt Mettler and that 62 machine of Les Levy, they are pushing hard to try to get something working, and they're going to go ahead and go around the outside here of that number 89 of Richie Joplin. And definitely not what Richie Joplin wanted to see here in the closing laps, as these drivers are going to start to make their way back single file around Joplin.
Austin Sale getting a little wiggly there coming down the front stretch. Thought he was about to have an incident.
Yeah, I think these drivers might start to feel probably a little bit of looseness going on with their race cars. So they definitely got to be very careful with the pushes and shoving that you guys are seeing right now here, as you see Austin Sale all over the back bumper of that number 62 machine. And unfortunately, without without that 62 of Les Levy right there on the back bumper of Matt Mettler, they're not going to go much faster than what they're going right now.
Yeah, it's just really crazy. They were gaining a monstrous amount of time there.
Yeah.
And interested to see what ends up happening here in the final 5 laps, as we are, coming to see. We are 6 to go currently at the moment.
Yep. Oh, hold on. to it, Sale. Sale is definitely feeling the looseness of his race car at the moment. 5 to go this time. They laid back a little bit. They're actually heading up here into turn number 1. I don't know if they're going to try to pass Metler or not here. Brett Bray, he's brought his car down onto pit road for fuel. So he's going to give up that 11th spot. Four to go this time. We have one driver pulling off. That's going to be Brendan Zimmerman in that number 65 machine. You know, Matt Metler, he has been leading a good majority of this final stint here. So now the question is going to be, is Matt Metler going to have enough fuel to get to the end? Laps to go now for your race leaders. Still currently running single file right behind Andrew Teft. And that 68 machine of Ron Piles. Yeah, they've lost 2 more seconds on your race leaders, so it's going to come down to Viken and Aaron Roth, and now these drivers are going to have to fight for that 3rd spot. Will one of these guys make a move? Will it cause a caution? And will it restack everybody as we now have 2 laps to go as your race leaders took the 2 to go signal?
Yeah, and I'm thinking with them lap cars, they might be able to make it here, so pretty interesting.
As of right now, no one's really trying to make any headway here in this second pack for that 3rd spot. But we're going to have to jump over here to our race leaders here in just a moment because they are getting ready to take the white flag. As you see, Kensley Smith, he's jumped out. Blake Viken, he went off track. White flag is out. Oh! Big trouble. Blake Viken had a issue here in the front stretch. Aaron Roth by himself out of turn number 2.
Yeah, I did hear an apology out of the 57 of Aaron Roth to Blake Viken, so that'll be an interesting one here. But Blake Viken possibly going to get passed by Matt Metler, Levy, and the whole gang there, as I believe he's got some wheel damage.
Yeah, look
but
like...
I don't think they're going to have enough time to catch him.
Yeah, unfortunately, things end bad for Blake Viken. But ladies and gentlemen, your race winner, Aaron Roth, driver of that number 57 machine, as I believe he's out of fuel.
Oh! They're wrecking!
Big trouble here out of turn 4. And they are all on the gas. Richie Joplin in that number 89 machine, he was able to come around, avoid all that carnage, and he's going to come home 3rd. Let's go back here, though, back to Viken, and let's see what happened to Blake Viken here on the front stretch. It looked like there was just a lot of movement and then a bump gone wrong out of that number 57 machine. I mean, we're coming to the white flag, and then right there. Who was that? Was that the number one of Steve Castle? Let's take a ride on board here with Steve Castle. Ugh. And then let's come back here. We're going to back up here. Alright. So these guys are coming around turns 1 and 2. And we're just going to watch this battle, watch them battle it out right here. Oh, the 3 upside down. Sorry guys, give me 1 second here. Let's go ahead and go back one more time. Take a look here on the exit of turn number 4. Yeah, they just...
I'm watching this last wreck here. It looks like Matt Mettler ran out of gas. And then Austin Sale went below the yellow trying to go around them, and just unfortunate there. Took out a good 5 or 6 drivers coming to the line.
Yeah, definitely not what we wanted to see. Give me one moment here, guys. Alright, let's see. See, I don't understand why this doesn't work.
Well, what are we trying to get figured out here, man?
This driver championship standing stuff. It never wants to do what I need it to do, and I don't know. But alright, let's go ahead and take a look here at our race results, ladies and gentlemen. All right, your race winner, Aaron Roth in the number 57 machine, coming home second. It's going to be Blake Veekin. And Richie Joplin, the birthday boy, will bring it home third. Jonathan Stidham will bring it home fourth. Kensley Smith fifth. Austin Sale sixth. Matt Metler will bring it home seventh. Timothy Eisburn will bring it home eighth. Les Levy will bring it home ninth. Jimmy Reynolds will bring it home 10th. Good strong finish for those two newcomers. Ryan Warp, Kirby Wainscott, Steve Sizemore, Trevor Fettig, Steve Castle will round out your top 15. Brett Bray, Andrew Teft, Joe Bonner, Ron Piles, and Brandon Zimmerman will round out your top 20. And rounding out your field today is going to be Mike Fudge, Robert Morris, Stephen Luttrell, and Jack Kelly. Your hard charger of the day goes to Jonathan Stidham. He is up 18 positions since we went racing. Aaron Roth led the most laps at 45, so very strong run out of Aaron Roth, your race leader. Your fastest lap goes to Brandon Zimmerman in that number 65 machine. And your pole sitter for today was Steve Sizemore. And we did only have one caution for today for a total of 3 laps. So really great racing that we got to witness here today. And let's go ahead and let's talk with our race winners. If you want to go ahead and bring up the number 89 machine of
Mr. Joplin here.
Richie Joplin, first and foremost, Mr. Joplin. Happy birthday again.
That's an ongoing joke from Blake Vicken. He started that stuff a couple years ago when I started racing with him, and he haven't stopped yet.
Nope. We say happy birthday every single time we see you in the field now, so you can blame him. But Richie, this race, I don't even know what to put into words of what kind of a race today was. There was a lot of patience, nobody really trying to go for anything today. But then it came down to, well, let's see if we can catch the leaders. What was your day like today, and what did it take for you to bring it home third?
Well, basically, the reason why it just raced the way it raced, these draft packets on these cars is just terrible. I mean, you can't even, I mean, you can have 5 or 6 cars on the high side and you still ain't going to beat the bottom. Uh, it's just, and at the end, it was fuel saving. You had to save us some fuel because I ran out right when I crossed the start finish line. So, and and lucked up that the guys in front of me run out of fuel, and I just somehow or another missed a wreck. And it's just basically just riding, have a lot of patience, and save some fuel.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you guys were doing a lot of. Um, just all around, you had a phenomenal day here, and a really great finish. Um, what's your thoughts about next week when we go to? I just had it on the tip of my tongue.
The Echo Park and the Arca car.
Ooh, yeah, Echo Park in the Arca for.
Heck yeah. I like the Archer car. Yeah, I had some fun there, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, going to be a
That'd
lot
be
of fun.
good. Yeah, I believe that payment's getting wore out now, so the cars are getting a little bit looser coming off. I don't know about the Arca yet. Still, I ain't practiced there yet with the Arca, but it should be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dakota, do you have any questions for our third place finisher Richie before we let him go today?
I will say with the Arca cars kind of getting loosened up within the past few months. When the new Arca car came out, it was super tight, so it might make for some interesting racing there at Echo Park. But Not necessarily any questions. Congratulations on your P3. Heck of a job missing that wreck there at the end to get your P3. As I'm pretty sure the 5 or 6 cars there just absolutely got taken out as somebody ran out of fuel. You got anyone you want to thank or shout out though?
Oh yeah, I want to thank my paint designer, Flaming Karma Paint Shop. He does all my paints on my cars. If you need a paint done, hit him up. He's on trading paints. And all my sponsors. I got a new sponsor. It's not on this car yet, but it's Country Creations LLC. It's on Facebook. Check him out. He makes some cool stuff. I mean, check him out, man. It's awesome stuff. And Navy Joe Coffee. And that's about all I can do right now on thanking people.
Fair enough. Again, congratulations on the P3, and we're going to let you go celebrate, sir. And we look forward to seeing you again next week, hopefully up here in the booth.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your third place driver, Richie Joplin, in that number 89 machine. Let's go ahead and bring up the number 18 of Blake Viken. Blake, Dakota mic up at the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Blake, what? Just kind of like I was telling Richie there, just what a very interesting race this was all around. And at the end of the day, coming to the white flag, it came down between you and Aaron. What took place coming to the white flag?
Well, just trying to save some fuel, and those two lappers in front of me just some reason checked up a little bit, and Aaron was just a little too close to my bumper and turned me. But luckily, I was able to save it and had a big enough lead to stay second.
Yeah, you definitely had a very strong car, and you're itching yourself closer and closer to a race win here in the Friday night Full Send Super Speedway Series. Next week, we're going to hit up Echo Park Speedway in the ARCA cars. What is it going to take for you to win at that track in the at Echo Park?
Most likely just to be up front. It's really hard to pass there, especially if it's too wide. It's just such a small track. But I'll probably end up in the infield care center at some point.
Well, we definitely don't want to think about it that way. Um, what did you have planned for the final lap there? If you didn't get turned, um, what was it going to take for you to stay out in front of Aaron?
Honestly, probably just staying behind those lap cars on the bottom, because if you didn't have any help, I don't think you would have been able to pass anybody.
Okay. Dakota, do you got any questions for Mr. Viken?
Part of the way through the race, y'all, I think you had like a 5 car pack at one point in time. What ended up happening to them is I believe y'all lost about 3 cars. It's just you and Aaron Roth.
Uh, it seemed like every time he would pass a lapper on the outside, somehow the last couple cars would just fall off because the draft isn't very good with these cars. And
So
then
do
of
you
course
think
everybody's
that's?
just
Go ahead. Sorry.
and plus everybody up front was still saving fuel because I mean I was pretty close to running out. I was running 3/4 throttle, leading the pack there.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Probably explain why that second pack was catching up to y'all all of a sudden, and then randomly just stopped catching you there, as they were gaining about a second and a half a lap, and then it looked like they went into fuel safe mode a little bit as well, and it just
Yeah.
instantly stopped. But congratulations on your P2. Is there anyone you want to thank for helping you get it done, or anyone you want to shout out?
I want to shout out to all my fans. I know they believe in me, and just shout out to myself because I'm just that great.
Hey, there we go. So we like to hear. But again, congratulations on your P2 finish, and we hope to see you up here again next week. And look forward to seeing you race in the ARCA car at Echo Park Speedway.
Yeah, me too.
Alrighty, bud. We'll catch you later.
Later.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your runner-up driver, that number 18, Blake Viken. All right, let's go ahead and talk to your first time winner here in the Friday Night Full Send Super Speedway Series, driver of that number 57, Aaron Roth. Aaron, a long time coming, buddy. Today's race was different. It wasn't our typical speedway racing that we have seen. Talk us through your race and um, what happened to on the coming to the white flag there from your advantage point.
Yeah, we had a good qualifying run that got us up in the front. The old Budweiser Chevrolet was pretty fast today. I think we led the most laps. I think so.
Yes,
I have
sir.
to go back and look. But yeah, she was. We just had to hit our pit stops. At one of the pit stops, I had just a little bit of an issue. I missed my box once, and but we kept it up there with the lead pack. And then yeah, it was a little strange. I wish we would have. I wish it would have been a little more pack racing, but yeah, I was so bad for Blake. That was my bad. That was not intentional. You don't ever want to win them that way, especially with one to go. But I was trying to peek out to his outside just to kind of make him think a little bit, and then I came back behind him, and my car drifted on the yellow line, and it kind of shot me back up into him. But I will take the win, but I wasn't too happy with myself about that.
Well, I can definitely ease your mind a little bit. He did say that the two cars in front of him did check up just a little bit, and he lifted it a little bit, and then that's all she wrote from there. So he said it's not your fault. He said that you're good.
Yeah, we talked about it, so
yeah.
It's all good. So
yeah, so definitely, you guys are two of the cleanest drivers, so I can't see you saying, "Oh, it's final lap, I'm going to take you out." No,
yeah, no,
I can't see Mr. Roth doing that. No, or can
maybe on
I?
a short track, No,
Absolutely. But yeah, so you finally got your first win here, Racers Elite Friday Night Full Send Speedway. What's this going to do for you for the remainder of the season?
Well, see, last week I had to do a starting part because I had surgery.
Oof.
And so this will really help. So I finished. I was credited for last place last week. I made 3 laps and parked it in the garage. So this will help.
Absolutely. Next week we're heading over to Echo Park in the ARCA cars. Is that going to this previous surgery of yours going to have a effect for next week because of the tighter racing that we're going to see there?
No, I'm good. I'm good now. I just got some of the incisions I got are a little sore yet, but I'm good to go.
Perfect. Awesome. Dakota, do you have anything for our first time race winner today?
All right. So, are you going to run the same paint scheme next week?
Nah, this is just the one deal.
Are you sure? Because it seemed like Dale Jr. might have gave you the motor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I might have to think about that. We'll see.
It seemed like he gave you that little beefed up motor. You know what I'm talking about? And
well, yeah,
it definitely helped
Daytona. That's why I got to run Dale Jr. Budweiser at Daytona. Come on.
Well, it definitely paid off.
And
for
look
you.
at that. Yeah, that's right.
Anyways,
so I'll think about it. Maybe I'll run the Harvick 29 scheme. How about that?
Hey, that's a good one.
Okay.
Anyways, does anyone want to thank a shout out, sir?
Just my Twitch chat, my Chaos crew. Thanks. They all support me, and you guys doing the broadcast, and Andrew for putting this on, and it's always a good time.
Fair enough. You want to go ahead and plug the Twitch real quick while we're live?
Hammers Drive _402.
Alrighty, folks, you heard it here. Go give him a like, go give him a follow, as this isn't YouTube, that is Twitch. Anyways, congratulations on your win tonight, man, and I hope to see you up here again next week.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, your first time race winner here in the Racers Elite Full Send Super Speedway Series, Aaron Roth, driver of that number 57 machine. Just what an incredible, interesting, odd day all around for us here, Dakota. Definitely not the racing I was expecting today, but like I said earlier in this broadcast, there's like a whole new, I don't even know what to call it, aurora about these drivers. They're keeping it clean. They're racing it smarter this season, I feel like, and it's coming down to really great racing in the end.
Well, the season's still early, my friend, and we've been in some little bit different cars than what we would typically run. Gen 4 with the new, they got a new draft package basically, whole new body style. They got a super speedway top car and a short track's top car, so different body styles on both. And from what it seemed like, they were having a little bit of issues with it. So maybe next week it's being Atlanta a little bit shorter, and I know that market cars draft pretty good, so should be some pretty good racing.
Yeah, definitely can't wait to see that next week. Before we head out, ladies and gentlemen, I also want to send out a reminder. Tomorrow night, right here on Racers Elite Network, the ladies of Racer Elite is going to come out and play over at Michigan in the SRX cars for 60 laps around that beautiful circuit. So this is definitely going to be a very good race. I can't imagine much chaos happening there. So I'm really excited to see what these ladies can do. And again, that's going to be tomorrow night. We will be going live at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Can't wait to see everybody there. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here tonight. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys head over to racerelite.com to get all the updates on all of our upcoming events. Join our Discord. If you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. And also, if you want to get involved here and race with these drivers, go ahead and join up in Discord, and we can definitely try to get you set up with them. Go ahead. We also want to thank Speed Zone Race Control. Chantel Pottle does an amazing job every single night with Racers Elite. We want to thank her so much for everything that she does. Whiplash Simcams, thank you for giving us all the beautiful views that we get to see here today. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember, no matter what you do in life, you have fun doing it. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself an amazing, beautiful time zone.